We're just now arriving in Florence, Oregon. We're on our way to Carl G. Washburn Campground State Park, and we're going to stop and spend a little time in Florence, in the old town of Florence, by the Siuslaw River, and we're going to have ourselves some lunch/dinner, if you want to call it that. Anyway, Florence is a small town at the mouth of the Siuslaw River on the Oregon coast. Its vast sea lion caves are home to stellar sea lions. Nearby trails around the restored 19th century Hasidah Head Lighthouse offer views of seabirds and migrating whales. Shops and galleries fill the city's historic Old Town district. Across the river are the towering sand mounds of the Oregon Dunes National Recreation Area. Anyway, we're getting ready to go have ourselves some lunch, and we found a fantastic place called the International Seafood Restaurant. And what I'm looking to enjoy today is a good cioppino. And from what I understand, this is the place for it. Here's a little video of the inside of the International Seafood Restaurant. And the C is spelled actually with a C/food restaurant. Anyway, the seafood here is, from what I understand, and I will tell you after I enjoy my cioppino, everything is really fresh, like right off the boat. But anyway, it's a really nice restaurant. They have indoor and outdoor seating. It looks like quite a few people come here in large groups. They have a beautiful outside area also. We're going to eat inside today only because the outside's a bit windy, but they have a lot of swag, and they do make some really nice cocktails, and it looks like it's going to be pretty good. It is nice and clean, which I always look at when I go into a restaurant. It is right on the edge of the river, so you get some nice views while you're sitting in here. Anyway, I did find a cioppino, and I was looking online for a place for cioppino, and this place came up. Anyway, we ended up ordering the cioppino. At the time we were there, June 2024, we paid $49 a plate. The cioppino was excellent. And my husband and I do crabbing, so the crab was like fresh off the boat. If you ever tasted fresh crab, as soon as it's caught, the crab was delicious. All the seafood was of excellent quality, and I'll tell you, they make one of the best cioppinos outside of San Francisco. I would go back here again just to have their cioppino. It was so good. We found a fantastic little gallery that we ended up buying a couple of items for, and actually we bought a book from Larry Lavoie, and it was called Caldera. And he writes pretty much like the author of Clive Cussler, adventure thriller. Anyway, Caldera has to do with the Yellowstone volcano. Fantastic book. I read it, and Ron also read it. We really enjoyed it, and he signed it for us. Anyway, the name of the gallery was known as the Backstreet Gallery, and it was a local artist co-op. And they had so much neat stuff in there, we ended up doing a bit of shopping. Anyway, Larry Lavoie, he's an artist there. He had some of his woodworking, and he also had all his books. So he was one of the artists that we did purchase some items from, as well as Anderson. We bought a couple of her pieces also, which were really nice. Anyway, I love co-op galleries. They're all local artists. They have really cool things. Anyway, that was one of my favorite galleries, and we really got to like Larry Lavoie. He was there when he signed my book. Anyway, I'm loving this town of Florence. There's quite a few galleries in it, some wonderful shops. They have some nice sitting areas, nice places to eat. Another really nice place to eat is Moe's. and they're really popular out here in the coast of Oregon. They actually have one in Florence. They've got one in Newport. I think they have one in, let's see, one in Astoria, and I believe they also got one in Cannon Beach. Anyway, it's a family-owned restaurant for quite a few years. We ate there twice in 2 different towns, and one time I had their halibut fish and chips, which was really good. Ron had a crab sandwich, and I also had their seafood chowder, which they call it a cioppino, but it's really not a cioppino. It really is a seafood chowder, and it was really good. Anyway, the town of Florence has a really cool, laid-back, artsy vibe. I like it. I really wouldn't mind coming back and hanging out in Florence a little bit longer. And again, they've got a lot of really nice little shops and galleries to wander through. The waterfront is really nice, and it goes on for quite a ways. They also have a farmer's market out here. I don't remember what day we were here, but there was a farmer's market right on the river's edge, and they had live music. They sell fresh veggies and just all kinds of good stuff out there. It was pretty cool. We ended up buying some t-shirts and magnets and postcards from the Bay Street Tees. They had a really huge selection. They also heat pressed them on for you, and their prices were really reasonable. I thought that was probably the best spot in town to get your t-shirts and memorabilia, if you want to call it that. Okay, so here on the marina in slip number 13, there's actually a little place called Novelli's. It's a crab and seafood place, and we've been told that they have some excellent crab sandwiches, as well as clam chowder, ice cold beer, and they have a little area that you can actually sit out there on the dock. And I've had a couple of people say it's really fantastic for a quick bite. So that's something to keep in mind, and that's Novelli's Crab and Seafood in Florence. You've been road trekking with Row and Low. I hope you enjoyed my little segment on the old town of Florence. If you did, please do subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you so much for watching our videos. Have a great day.